people you keep around you, because everybody ain't good for you. Just because you can count people doesn't mean you can count on people.
Some people are really fucking stupid. Did you ever notice that? How many really stupid people you run into during the day? God damn, there's a lot of stupid bastards walking around. Carry a little pad and pencil with you, you wind up with 30 or 40 names by the end of the day. Look at it this way. Think how stupid the average person is, and then realize half of them are stupider than that. And it doesn't take you very long to spot one of them, does it? Take you about 8 seconds. You'll be listening to some guy, you say, this guy is fucking stupid. Then there are some people, they're not stupid, they're full of shit. That doesn't take very long to spot either, does it? Take you about the same amount of time. You'll be listening to some guy saying, well, he's fairly intelligent. He's full of shit. Gotta have a little place to put your stuff during the day, during the evening, whatever it is, don't you? Sure. Everybody's gotta have a little place for their stuff. That's all life is about. That's the meaning of life. Trying to find a place to keep your stuff. That's all your house is. Think of it. That's all your house is. It's a place to keep your stuff. If you didn't have so much goddamn stuff, you wouldn't need a house. You could just walk around all the time. That's all your house is. It's a pile of stuff with a cover on it. That's all your house is. It's a place to keep your stuff while you go out and get more stuff. Sometimes you gotta move. Sometimes you gotta move. You gotta get a bigger house. Why? Too much stuff. Now, sometimes you go on vacation. You gotta bring some of your stuff with you. Can't take all your stuff. Just the stuff you really like. The stuff that fits you good that month. You gotta take a smaller version of your stuff. Say you're gonna go to Honolulu for 2 weeks. 2 weeks in Honolulu, you gotta take 2 big bags of stuff. You get to Honolulu, you fly halfway across an ocean. You get to Honolulu, get in the hotel room, and you put away your stuff. That's the first thing you do in the hotel room is put away your stuff. I'll put some stuff here, and put some stuff there. You put your stuff over there, I'll put my stuff over here. Here's another place, put some stuff here. Here's another place over here. Hey, we got more places than we got stuff. We're gonna have to buy more stuff. But you put your stuff away and you know that you're a long way from home and you don't quite feel 100% at home, but you know that you must be okay because you do have some of your stuff with you. And you begin to relax, feel okay. That's when your friend from Maui calls up. Says, hey, why don't you come over to Maui for the weekend? Spend a couple of nights over here. Oh, shit. Now what do I bring? Can't bring all this stuff. Right, you've got to bring an even smaller version of your stuff. Just enough stuff for a weekend on Maui. And you go over to Maui and you really spread out. Now you've got shit all over the world. You've got stuff in the mainland, stuff in Honolulu, you've got stuff with you. Supply lines are getting longer and harder to maintain. But you get over there to Maui and they give you a little place to sleep, A little windowsill and you put your stuff, because you don't have much stuff now, on the windowsill. You put your favorite stuff. Your jumbo-sized Visine, your trim nail clippers, your odor eater's 45-day guarantee, and your Afrin 12-hour decongestant nasal spray. And you begin to relax, That's when your friend says, hey, I think tonight we'll go over the other side of the island, visit my friend, maybe stay over. Oh, shit. What do you bring? Well, now you just bring the things you know you're gonna need. Money, keys, comb, wallet, lighter, hanky, pen, cigarettes, contraceptives, Vaseline, whips, chains, whistles, dildos, and a book.
With Savage X Minty, I no longer have to wear ties.
I appreciate that. A little refreshment. I assume the water is safe to drink in our city still, is it?
No.
Yeah. I only really asked the question to set you up a little bit. I'm sorry. I don't mean to use you, but I don't really care about the water. I just love to hear the answer to that question. You know, I ask it everywhere I go. How's the water? Haven't gotten a positive answer yet.
Not yet.
Not one. Last year I was in 40 states, over 100 cities. Not one audience was able to say to me, yes, enjoy some of our fine local water. It is pure and it is good. Of course, I realize a lot of people don't speak that way anymore. But nobody trusts their local water supply.
No.
Nobody. And that amuses me. I like that. It amuses me. I admit I'm a bit perverted. But it amuses me that no one can really trust the water anymore. And the thing I like about it the most, the reason I like it, is that it means the system is beginning to collapse.
Yep.
And everything is starting to break down. I enjoy chaos and disorder. Not just because they help me professionally. It's also my hobby. You see, I'm an entropy fan. When I first heard of entropy in high school science, I was attracted to it immediately. When they told me that in nature all systems are breaking down, I thought, what a good thing. What a good thing. Perhaps I can make some small contribution in this area myself. And of course, it's not just in nature. In this country, the social structure, just beginning to collapse. You watch. Just beginning now to come apart at the edges and the seams. And the thing I like about that is that it makes the news on television more interesting, makes it more exciting, makes the TV news more fun. I watch TV news for one thing and one thing only, entertainment. That's all I want from the news, entertainment. You know my favorite thing on television? Bad news. Bad news and disasters and accidents and catastrophes. I'm looking for some explosions and fires. I want to see shit blowing up and bodies flying around. I don't care about the budget. I'm not interested in labor negotiations. I don't want to know what country the fucking Pope is in. But you show me a hospital that's on fire and people on crutches are jumping off the roof, and I'm a happy guy. I want to see an oil refinery explode. I want to see a paint factory blowing up. I want to see a tornado hit a church on Sunday. I want to know there's some guy running through the Kmart with an automatic weapon firing at the clerks. I want to see thousands of people in the street killing policemen. I want to hear about a nuclear meltdown. I want to know the stock market dropped 2,000 points in one day. I want to see people under pressure. Sirens, flames, smoke, bodies, shit blowing up. My kind of TV, graves being filled, parents weeping. My kind of television. I just want some entertainment. It's just the kind of guy I am. It's the kind of guy I am. You know what I love the most? When big chunks of concrete and fiery wood are falling out of the sky and people are running around trying to get out of the way. Exciting shit. That's why I watch auto racing. It's the only reason I watch auto racing. I'm waiting for some accidents, man. I want to see some cars on fire. I'm not interested in a bunch of redneck jack-offs driving 500 miles in a circle. 500 miles in a circle? Doesn't impress me. Children can do that. I want to see some schmuck with his hair on fire running around punching his own head, trying to put it out. I want to see the pits explode. I want to see cars doing 200-mile-an-hour cartwheels. Hey, where else besides auto racing am I going to see a 23-car collision and not me and the son of a bitch? And if a couple of cars fly off the track and land in the stands and kill 50 or 60 spectators, fine, fuck them. Serves them right. They paid to get in, let them take their chances with everybody else. Just means more fun for me. More fun for me. Hey, at least I admit it. At least I admit it. Most people won't admit to those thoughts. Most people, see something like that on television, they'll say, oh, isn't that awful? Isn't that too bad? Lying asshole. Lying asshole, you love it and you know it. Explosions are fun. And the closer the explosion is to your house, the more fun it is. Did you ever notice that? Sometimes you have the TV on, you're working around the house, some guy comes on and he says, 6,000 people were killed in an explosion today. You say, where? Where? He says, in Pakistan. You say, oh, fuck Pakistan. Too far away to be any fun. But if he says it happened in your hometown, you'll say, whoa, hot shit, come on, Dave, let's go look at the bodies. Let's go look at the bodies. I love bad news. I love bad news. Hey, the more bad news there is, the faster this system collapses. Fine by me, fine by me. Don't bother my ass. I'm glad the water sucks. You know what I do about it? I drink it.
Ray Lewis, two-time world champion.
Smells? You know, if it smells like sulfur, then I might buy a soda. but it's got to be a soda loaded with chemical additives. I like a lot of chemical additives in the things I eat and drink. See, I'm not one of these people who's worried about everything. You got these people around you. The country's full of them now. People walking around all day long, worried about everything. Worried about the air, worried about the water, worried about the soil. Worried about pesticides, insecticides, food additives, carcinogens, worried about radon gas, worried about asbestos. Worried about saving endangered species. Let me tell you about endangered species, all right? Saving endangered species is just one more arrogant attempt by humans to control nature. It is arrogant meddling. It's what got us in trouble in the first place. Doesn't anybody understand that?
I do.
Interfering with nature. Over 90%, way over 90% of all the species that have ever lived on this planet, are gone. They're extinct. We didn't kill them all.
No.
They just disappeared. That's what nature does. They disappear these days at the rate of 25 a day, regardless of our behavior, I mean. Irrespective of how we act on this planet, 25 species that were here today will be gone tomorrow. Let them go gracefully.
Yeah, right.
Leave nature alone. Haven't we done enough?
I know.
We're so self-important. So self-important. Everybody's going to save something now.
No.
Or save the trees, save the bees, save the whales, save those snails. And the greatest arrogance of all, save the planet.
Yeah,
What?
if we can do
Are
that.
these fucking people kidding me? Save the planet? We don't know how to take care of ourselves yet. We haven't learned how to help one another. We're going to save the fucking planet?
Yeah, good luck with
I am
that.
getting tired of that shit. I'm tired of fucking Earth Day. I'm tired of these fucking self-righteous environmentalists. I'm tired of these white, liberal, bourgeois, liberal white people who think the only thing wrong with this planet is there aren't enough bicycle paths. Trying to make the
We
world
see
safe
that.
and clean
Look
for
at
their
China.
Volvos. And I'm really sick of these rock stars and movie stars going to work off their cocaine guilt by saving a forest somewhere. Besides, there's nothing, first of all, the environmentalists don't give a shit about the planet.
No.
They don't care about the planet.
Definitely
Not in the
not.
abstract, they don't. You know what they're interested in? A clean place to live.
Yep.
Their own habitat. They're worried that someday in the future they might be personally inconvenienced. Narrow, unenlightened self-interest doesn't impress me. Besides, there's nothing wrong with the planet. The planet is fine.
Amen.
The people are fucked.
Exactly.
The people are fucked. Compared to the people, the planet is doing great. The planet has been here for 4.5 billion years, all right? 4.5 billion. We've been here, what, 100,000? Maybe? 200,000? Maybe. And we've only been engaged in heavy industry for a little over 200 years. 200 years versus 4.5 billion. And we have the conceit to think that somehow we're a threat, that somehow we're going to put in jeopardy this beautiful little blue-green ball that's just floating around the sun. Planet has been through a lot worse than us for a long time. Been through earthquakes, volcanoes, plate tectonics, continental drift, solar flares, sunspots, magnetic storms, the magnetic reversal of the poles, bombardments for hundreds of thousands of years by comets and asteroids and meteors, sandstorms, erosion of all kinds, cosmic radiation, worldwide fires, worldwide floods, recurring ice ages, and we think some aluminum cans and some plastic bags are going to make a difference? Planet isn't going anywhere.
There you go.
We are.
Yeah.
We're going away.
Pretty much.
We're going away. Pack your shit, folks. We're going away. And we won't leave much of a trace either. Thank God for that. Maybe a little styrofoam. Planet will be here and we'll be long gone. Just another failed mutation. Just another closed-end biological mistake. An evolutionary cul-de-sac. Planet will shake us off like a bad case of fleas.
For real.
A surface nuisance.
It already is.
You want to know how the planet's doing? Ask those people in Pompeii who are frozen into position from volcanic ash. How the planet's doing. Want to know if the planet's all right? Ask the people in Mexico City or Armenia or 100 other places buried under thousands of tons of earthquake rubble if they feel like a real threat to the planet this week.
Right.
How about the people in Kilauea, Hawaii, who build their homes right next to an active volcano and then wonder why they have lava in the living room? Planet is going to be here a long, long, long time after we're gone, and it will heal itself. It will cleanse itself, because that's what it does. It's a self-correcting system. The air and the water will recover. The earth will be renewed. And say, if it's true that plastic doesn't degrade, well, the planet will simply incorporate plastic into a new paradigm, the earth plus plastic.
Yep.
The planet doesn't share our prejudice towards plastic. Plastic came out of the earth. The earth probably sees plastic as just another one of its children. Could be the only reason the earth allowed us to be spawned from it in the first place. It wanted plastic for itself. Didn't know how to make it. Needed us.
Yep.
Could be the answer to our age-old philosophical question, why are we here? Plastic. Assholes. So, the plastic is here. Our job is done. We can be phased out now. And I think that's really started already, don't you? I mean, to be fair, the planet probably sees us as a mild threat, something to be dealt with. And I'm sure the planet will defend itself in the manner of a large organism, like a beehive or an ant colony can muster a defense. I'm sure the planet will think of something. What would you do if you were the planet trying to defend against this pesky, troublesome species? Let's see. What might... viruses. Viruses might be good. They seem vulnerable to viruses. And viruses are tricky, always mutating and forming new strains whenever a vaccine is developed. Perhaps this first virus could be one that compromises the immune system of these creatures. Perhaps a human immunodeficiency virus, making them vulnerable to all sorts of other diseases and infections that might come along. And maybe it could be spread sexually, making them a little reluctant to engage in the act of reproduction.
Yeah.
Well, that's a poetic note. And it's a start. And I can dream, can't I? I don't worry about the little things. Bees, trees, whales, snails. I think we're part of a greater wisdom than we will ever understand. A higher order. Call it what you want. You know what I call it? The big electron.
Yeah.
The big electron. Whoa. It doesn't punish. It doesn't reward. It doesn't even judge. It just is.
Yep.
And so are we, for a little while. Thanks for being here with me for a little while tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Flying on the airlines and listening to the airlines announcements and trying to pretend to ourselves that that's the way the English language ought to be spoken. Doesn't sound that way to me. Whole thing starts when you get to the gate. First announcement. We would like to begin the boarding process. Extra word, process, not necessary. Boarding is enough. We'd like to begin the boarding. Simple, tells the story. People add extra words when they want things to sound more important than they really are. Boarding process. Sounds important. It isn't. Just a bunch of people getting on an airplane. People like to sound important. Weathermen on television talk about shower activity. Sounds more important than showers. I even heard one guy on CNN talk about a rain event. Swear to God, he said, Louisiana's expecting a rain event. I thought, holy shit, I hope I can get tickets to that. Emergency situation. News people like to say, police have responded to an emergency situation. No, they haven't. They've responded to an emergency. We know it's a situation. Everything is a situation. Anyway, as part of this boarding process, they say, we would like to pre-board.
Pre-board.
What exactly is that? What does it mean to pre-board? You get on before you get on? That's another complaint of mine. Too much use of this prefix pre. It's all over the language now. Pre this, pre that. Place the turkey in a preheated oven. It's ridiculous. There are only two states an oven can possibly exist in, heated or unheated. Preheated is a meaningless fucking term.
That is so true.
It's like pre-recorded. This program was pre-recorded. Well, of course it was pre-recorded. When else are you going to record it? Afterwards? That's the whole principle of recording, to do it beforehand. Otherwise, it doesn't really work, does it?
No. Now,
Pre-qualify, pre-plan, pre-screen. You know what I tell these people? Pre-suck my genital situation.
Hey, why would you buy your health and wellness?
And they seem to understand what I'm talking about. Anyway, as part of this pre-boarding, they say, we would like to pre-board those passengers traveling with small children. Well, what about those passengers traveling with large children?
Yeah, no doubt.
Suppose you have a 2-year-old with a pituitary disorder. You know, a 6-foot infant with an oversized head.
Oh, God.
The kind of kid you see in the National Enquirer all the time. Actually, with a kid like that, I think you're better off checking him right in with your luggage at the curb, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, they like it under there. It's dark. They're used to that. About this time, someone is telling you to get on the plane. Get on the plane. Get on the plane. I say, fuck you. I'm getting in the plane. Let Evel Knievel get on the plane.
Yeah, right.
I'll be in here with you folks in uniform.
Yeah.
There seems to be less wind in here.
Just a little less.
They might tell you you're on a non-stop flight.
Oh, boy. Non-stop.
I don't think I care for that. No,
Right?
I insist that my flight stop,
Somewhere.
preferably at an airport.
Yeah.
It's those sudden, unscheduled cornfield and housing development stops that seem to interrupt the flow of my day. Here's one they just made up. Near miss.
A near miss. It's a
When
near
two
miss.
planes almost collide, they call it a near
A
miss.
near miss.
It's a near hit. A collision is a near miss. Look, they nearly missed.
Nearly.
Yes, but not quite.
Not quite.
They might tell you your flight has been delayed because of a change of equipment.
Oh,
Broken
boy.
plane.
That's never fun. Exactly. Broken.
They're telling me to put my seat back forward.
Oh, boy.
Well, I don't bend that way.
No.
If I could put my seat back forward, I'd be in porno movies. Then they mentioned carry-on luggage. First time I heard carry-on, I thought they were going to bring a dead deer on board. I thought, what the hell do they need with that? Don't they have the little TV dinners anymore? And I thought, carry on, there's going to be a party. People are going to be carrying on the plane. Well, I don't care for that. I like a serious attitude on the plane, especially on the flight deck, which is the latest euphemism for cockpit. Can't imagine why they wouldn't want to use a lovely word like cockpit, can you?
No.
Especially with all those stewardesses going in and out of it all the time.
Right. The pit of the cock.
There's a word that's changed, stewardess. First it was hostess, then stewardess, now it's flight attendant. You know what I call her? The lady on the plane.
The lady on the plane.
Sometimes it's a man on the plane now. That's good equality. I'm all in favor of that. Occasionally, they actually refer to these people as uniformed crew members. Uniformed. As opposed to that guy sitting next to you in the Grateful Dead t-shirt and the fuck you hat. He's working on his 9th little bottle of Kahlua, I might add. As soon as they close the door to the aircraft, that's when they begin the safety lecture.
God.
I love the safety lecture. This is my favorite part of the plane ride. I listen very carefully to the safety lecture.
Oh, I do.
Especially that part where they teach us how to use the seat belt. Imagine this. Here we are, a plane full of grown human beings, many of us partially educated,
Partially.
and they're actually taking time out to describe the intricate workings of a belt buckle. Place the small metal flap into the buckle.
It is pretty ridiculous.
Well, I asked for clarification at that point.
Yep. Much needed, right?
Pardon me. Over here, please. Thank you very much. Did I hear you correctly? Did you say place the small metal flap into the buckle, or place the buckle over and around the small metal flap?
Which one?
I'm a simple man and do not possess an engineering degree, nor am I mechanically inclined. Sorry to have taken up so much of your time. Please continue with the wonderful safety lecture.
Yeah.
Seatbelts. High-tech shit.
Yeah.
The next thing they do, they tell you to locate your nearest emergency exit. I do this immediately.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I locate my nearest emergency exit, and then I plan my route. You have to plan your route. It's not always a straight line, is it?
No.
Sometimes there's a really big fat fuck sitting right in front of
You
you.
gotta get fast.
When you know you'll never get over him, I look around for women and children, midgets and dwarfs, cripples, war widows, paralyzed veterans, people with broken legs, anyone who looks like they can't move too well. The emotionally disturbed come in very handy at a time like this.
Oh, God.
You may have to go out of your way to find these people, but you'll get out of the plane a lot goddamn quicker, believe me.
This is probably true.
Let's see. I'll go around the fat fuck, step on the widow's head,
The widow.
push those children out of the way, knock down the paralyzed midget, and get out of the plane where I can help others.
Yeah, that's the Lord.
Online auctions can be hit.
Kevin just turned $5 into $150 in bonus bets.
You had to his original upright position.